Hi again. Today we're doing drawing and design basics. I'm still a little sick, so sorry if I still have a frog voice. Basically today I'm just going to go over the supplies you're going to need to buy before I do my fashion illustration video segments. There's probably going to be like 5 of them because I really love illustration and I really want to go into it. But I figured I'd give you some time to go buy all this stuff, or just some of it if you want. So the bare minimum of what you're going to need is mechanical pencil. You can do normal drawing pencils, but I don't, just because I hate having to stop and sharpen them. So mechanical pencil is my best friend. I usually do a 0.7 millimeter, but 0.5 is good for details. You're going to need a clicky eraser pen. You're going to be erasing all the time. And if you just use the one on the end of your pencil, you're going to go through it in like half an hour. So definitely invest in a little eraser pen. And you're going to want a sketchbook. Any kind, doesn't really matter because this is just where you're going to be practicing. I have a ton of crap in this one. And so that's the bare minimum if you just want to start practicing with your pencil and your sketchbook. I'm sure a lot of you probably already have those things. But now I'm going to go into the fun extra stuff specifically for fashion illustration. This is another kind of paper you're going to want to get. This is manga paper. It's, I guess manga artists use it, like the Japanese comics, but it's really great for fashion illustration. The paper is really fine. It's almost like silky to touch it. It's really great for erasing. It handles markers really well. It handles ink pens really well. It's just wonderful paper. It's pretty expensive. Like this little pad of it was $8.99 because it's super nice, but it's definitely worth it. You can also get a lot bigger ones, but they're even more expensive. So I recommend just a little one. And you are going to want to get, let's see, some gel pens. A white one's really good for adding details like shine to lips or eyes if you're drawing the full figure of someone. Or adding shine to fabric if you're doing like a satin. And I also have silver and gold, which are good for doing buttons, jewelry, and adding little details like that. These are amazing pens. These are my lifeblood. These are called Millennium Pigment ink. They're like super fine Sharpies pretty much, just a tiny little pen tip. And I have them in 0.01, I think that's millimeter. I don't know, it's just, I have them in size 01 and 03. And don't use a real Sharpie, even if it's fine tip one, because they get way too much ink and they leave little splotches everywhere. These won't do that. They create a really fine, nice line. And this is the best part. You are going to want to buy a whole mess of COPIC markers. These are very special markers. Sadly, you can't just go buy a $4.99 20 pack of Crayola markers. I wish it was that easy, but those markers are crappy. These markers, there's a price tag on them, $5.99. They're $6 each, and that it does really add up after a while, I have to admit. I've spent like $200 on markers over the years, but these are the best markers ever. They have a little paint brush tip on one end, and they have a chisel tip on the other. They give it like really smooth, beautiful color. You can go over the same area again and again to add shading, and unless you go over it like 50 times, it won't destroy your paper. And you can shade a whole area, and you know how cheap markers get like gross and streaky when you color a whole area? These don't do that. So they are definitely worth the investment. I have a bunch of skin colors, and I'll have, like 2 or 3 of each color. Like I have, here's 2 pinks, 3 blues, 2 greens, etc., etc. I also have, browns, 1 black. You don't really use black that often because in fashion illustration you don't draw a black garment in black. You do it in like a charcoal gray because black just kills all the details and you have a big blob of black on your page. So yeah, have like a charcoal gray for that purpose, have a few different shades of gray, and let's let's see. Oh, I also have like a white pencil, and this can also be used for doing highlights, just like the white gel pen. So if you want to do like a more subtle highlight, that's good to have, but it's not essential. Alright, so that's about it for the supplies. So when you get those, or if you just want to get the sketch pad and the pencil, just start drawing. It's one of those things you have to just keep practicing. A lot of people say like, oh, I can't draw, I'm terrible at drawing. Even I get terrible if I stop practicing for months on end. So you just got to keep at it, keep honing your skills, copy out of fashion magazines, copy out of like your favorite book from when you were a kid, open your Facebook and do a self-portrait with your photos there, draw your mom, draw your roommate, draw your cat, draw your bags and dresses and shoes. Just get used to drawing people and figures and clothing. And yeah, I'll go way more into that once I get to the actual fashion design segment. But for now, yeah, just start warming up, start practicing. Don't think that you can't do it, because anyone can draw if they have the mindset and they just practice. I mean, no one is born a good artist. Some people may be a little more gifted than others, but you can definitely learn to draw no matter what. And I swear, once you get like these awesome fun markers, you're not gonna be able to stop using them and drawing all the time. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, you can add them below. Rate me if you feel like it, but be nice. And I will see you next time, and hopefully I'll be healthy by then. Alright, bye.